What is going on, Speed Gaming? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the 2022 Zelda 1 Randomizer Tournament. Tonight's matchup between RandomEffekt and Liquid Husband in the first week of the Swiss rounds before we hit brackets. I am Threech. I am going to be yelling things at you tonight along with Bogey Smalls. Bogey, how you doing?
I'm doing really well. How are you doing?
Doing great. Super, super excited to see these two match up and really get this tournament underway. We've had a few matches going on this week so far, and we've got plenty of time ahead of us, so I'm pretty pumped for it.
Yeah, it's going to be really great. For those of you new to this year's Zelda 1 Randomizer tournament, the name of the game is going to be a combination of forced overworld blocks, wood sword blocks, and my favorite, slash S, extra bosses. So we're going to see a lot of Dig Doggers, a lot of Dodongo, Rupee bosses, Goma, Patra, you name it. So should be a fun one here as we get underway with a start location in the far southwest.
Yeah, not a very friendly start for anyone, honestly. But we're going to see them immediately hit a blue candle shop, which is 50 rupees is not too bad. It's possible they might find one in the Take Any as well, but we'll see as they progress through the overworld what they're able to find. One of the things you mentioned, Bogey, about extra bosses and how they can crop up in dungeons, and that I think we'll find interesting is that can lead runners to have to find almost every item in the game, just depending on the kind of bosses that they run into. Some of them are going to require recorders, like dig doggers. You're going to see gomas that are going to require a bow and arrow. And we know we're going to need the bow and silver arrows at the very least because Ganon is forced in these flags as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the other thing is recorder, power bracelet, or raft will 90% likely be required. So with the forced overworld block, either one of the levels 1 through 9 or the white sword item itself will be blocked by one of those 7 spots. So the power bracelet covers 4 spots, the raft 2, and then you have recorder lake. So these runners will be, absolutely looking for one of those 3 items. Power bracelet usually is the one that RandomEffekt just found over at the Blue Ring shop first quest. So you'll probably see Random start to check those spots as he's traversing the overworld.
Yep, that's right. And we did see the small secret so far, 19 rupees, which is fairly. That's not too bad for a small secret. It could be worse. It could be better for sure. We've got the magical sword present there east of level 3 vanilla first quest on RandomEffekt side, and we're definitely not going to be seeing that for a while if we see it at all.
And you'll notice on the right-hand side, Bo does know Hyrule. So we have Bo Jackson, Tecmo Bowl, sprites on Liquid Husband's side. So we'll be having a race between Link. Actually, Random plays as Zelda, so Zelda versus Bo.
Love it. Absolutely love it. So we've got RandomEffekt finding level 8 here, northwest of vanilla start, and level 8 I believe has been changed recently in terms of the algorithm that can populate that level. Fred Coughlin, the creator of the randomizer, has changed basically the requirements or what feeds into how those maps are generated. So we could see a very large level 8 here, which kind of plays up to the fact that level 8 generally has 2 items located in it as well as a heart container.
Yeah, so traditionally levels 1 through 6 share a 16 by 8 grid, for its 6 maps, and 7, 8, and 9 also do, but the way the algorithm used to work was 7 and 8 would share an 8 by 8 grid, and then level 9 would be its own 8 by 8 grid. Now 7, 8, and 9 share that entirety of the 16 by 8 grid. So if we won't know until we see some maps here, but if level 8 is relatively small, 7 probably also will be small, and then we'll have a large 9. But if level 8 is a monster, then that typically leads to a smaller level 9 which is kind of more interesting because the smaller that level 9 gets, the more you get these staircases and bomb walls compressed within a smaller set of rooms. So we're seeing here Liquid Husband checking some of the power bracelet spots. We got a mid secret of 40. That's pretty good for these runners. So Liquid has 59 rupees. Should be able to acquire a candle. Might check a few more spots here first before potentially up an A to go back to start.
Yeah, and we saw on RandomEffekt side, he just picked up, in the Take Any cave, just picked up a heart container, which interestingly enough was locked beneath a burn bush. So you need a candle to get in there to potentially get a candle. So at that point, it's kind of moot. All right, I think we've exhausted almost all of the power bracelets checks here. We're just looking around the overworld to see, can we find a sword?
Yeah, so both runners have their power bracelets. Both runners in search of the sword. These Take Any roads actually aren't too bad. So you have one kind of close to start, which is great. You have one that's kind of west of the, actually at the White Sword spot, so west of that level 5 spot. But then you have one at Spectacle Rock, which gets you into that northeast area. So pretty decent Take Any roads here for the runners tonight.
Yeah, fun to see there. Liquid Husband and RandomEffekt actually both went into that power bracelet spot that is just south of that fairy fountain, and they both had 59 rupees at the same time for arrows that cost 68. So neither of them were able to afford it, but it looks like they're basically picking up the same secrets along the way.
Yeah, so to answer a question in chat, can the sword be blocked in these flags? The answer is yes. And it can either be in your traditional, it's about like 25, maybe 30 caves at most, the open staircases throughout the overworld. If your Armos item is something that blocks overworld spots, like in this case, the power bracelet, then the runners also have to check the other 4 power bracelet spots, add that into the mix. So we could potentially have a power bracelet blocked wood sword here tonight.
Yep, there's our bomb upgrade on RandomEffekt side at level 4 for 120 rupees. Watch, it's going to be like a 1 or 2 bomb upgrade, I'll bet ya. Oh,
and Liquid finding the wood sword here, so good find for him early. Definitely always feels a little bit better when you have that sword in tow.
Yeah, and you know what? We've seen blue Octoroks, for example, on the overworld, which is going to be a nice source of bombs, which will be great as we continue through the seed and need to do some more exploration on the overworld. Bombs are universally helpful, really, in this game. So, exciting stuff. RandomEffekt finds some blue Wizrobes on the overworld, though, which is about the opposite of how helpful blue Octoroks are.
And the bummer here for Random is that he was one screen south of where Liquid found his wood sword. So we'll see when Random gets back over to the northeast, just east of Vanilla 5.
Yeah, you got three open caves over there, so not a bad find, not a bad way to go. Maybe if Random ends up checking up in the Vanilla First Quest level 5 spot, but we shall see. Liquid Husband is able to make a little bit more progress here in level 4, taking a little bit of damage from the Gibdos and the fireballs. It's not a friendly room, and with 2 shutter doors, I mean, you really kind of have to just stick with what you can get, but is able to pick up a pack of bombs there, which is a nice drop off those Gibdos.
Yeah, so typically the game plan in these dungeons, obviously, extra bosses does provide a potential challenge when you're blocked by either a Goma or Dig Dogger. But the objective, each of these runners are, here's our friend Goma. Each of these runners is trying to find the Triforce, obviously, but then also trying to find the typically 1 item or potentially 2 items in the case of levels 1, 8, and 9. And then moving on to the next dungeon, we see Liquid doing a good job here of taking down some blue land molas.
RandomEffekt gets the Triforce out of level 5. awesome. I think it was it was like one room away, so not a terribly challenging ask there. But we'll see. Random is probably going to be looking for that sword before too long. Not necessarily a swordless seed, I should say.
Yeah, we'll see. Here early, it's a interesting development, right? Because you have Liquid able to do the sword combat here in level 4. Random left a little bit early, obviously. It's a lot harder to take on these dungeons without a sword, but Random obviously grabbing the first Triforce swordless.
Yep, and it should be noted that two of the flags for these seeds are plus or minus 2 HP on enemies and bosses. So, chat pointing out that there was an HP roll down on the blue Landmos, so they could be up to -2 from their normal HP, and we see that on bosses as well. So we're going to continue to see some enemies be more and less difficult than we would normally expect them to be.
So here on the left-hand side of the screen, Random finally gets the bomb pack that I think he was working for. So yeah, being swordless early when your opponent has the sword can definitely create a little bit of distance between the runners. We'll see if Liquid's able to capitalize on this. We have our white sword item is the heart container. Needs more than 4 hearts in order to grab it. So that means with the discovery of the white sword item, as RandomEffekt finds level 6, one of our 9 levels will be overworld blocked.
Yeah, did you see the large secret there? 66 rupees. Not great.
Not great. But with the medium being 40, kind of works out.
Yep, and with First Quest Overworld, we are going to see 3 of those large secrets. So if there's an early silvers, for example, or some way that the runners don't have to spend a whole lot of money if they find like the red ring and they get that extra boost for defense, we're going to see what the seed brings us, obviously. But there's a chance that the money could not make too much of a difference here. All right, we're starting to see a little bit more bomb exploration on the overworld. RandomEffekt finding another secret there, another medium. The old woman admonishing Bo, saying, "Turn off the console right now!"
One of the rare seeds where the red potion costs less than the blue.
I like that. That's great. That is economical. So not a great death there for Liquid Husband on the overworld. Unfortunately, pretty much on the other side of the map from the start screen. But with the take any roads, shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, one of those we'll put him right back in that vicinity. So not a great death, but at the same time, doesn't add too much time. I think Liquid here realizing that he's just a few rupees short of that blue candle. So probably we'll do a little bit more exploration, try to get those 10 rupees and come back and make that purchase.
Yeah, RandomEffekt already at max rupees. That's pretty interesting this early in the game. With the blue candles and the take any's, wherever they're located on the overworld, it shouldn't be too bad for Liquid Husband to pick one up. Ideally, with them being available, you probably want to save the rupees on them, or on buying one in the store if you can, but you can't always make that choice. Sometimes you just have to do what's available to you. So we'll see how that turns out. And we've got community hints on this time around. So the hints that are available from NPCs in the dungeons and that you can purchase in the shops are not going to be very useful to our runners.
Yeah, and the other thing to note is the set of enemies on the overworld and in the dungeons is your typical set that you'll see. So no whiz robes in the overworld. None of those shenanigans. Runners should be pretty happy about that.
Well, we saw wizards on the overworld earlier.
Oh, we did. I didn't, but thank you.
They just disappeared too fast, Bogey. We're going to see a little bit more of this level 8. Don't love it so far. What is level 8 without tons of blue dark nuts?
Blue dark nuts and lag.
If you don't have a homemade blue lagoon, store-bought is fine.
Yeah, we'll see how much time Liquid spends here. Seems like that's a pretty tough room to start off with in level 8 with 3 hearts, so I don't blame him for necessarily leaving.
Yeah, agreed on that. I would definitely want to come back to level 8 with a little bit more resistance, ability to take a few more hits from those.
We got another level here, level 2 and level 1.
All right.
For our runners, so let's see what these levels hold. And Random says, you know what? I'll be right back. Gotta find my wood sword.
I love that hint. Randomizer, in my day, we knew where things were, and that's okay. The blue ring at $244, still pretty pricey, and Liquid Husband finds the wooden boomerang on the floor in level 2.
And picks it up.
Desperate times. No, I mean, there are definitely legitimate strategic uses for the wooden boomerang in Randomizer especially. Just being able to take out 0 HP enemies is nice.
That, and also just with having 3 hearts, like you're saying, it allows you to stun your enemies, lock them into place. Can certainly come in handy when you are a little bit health starved early on in a seed. And the other good thing there is, Liquid knows now he's just in search of that Triforce. Preferably would also like to find the heart container. But, Liquid just focused on that Triforce. And there it is.
There it is. And coast item is the wand, which is not a bad find. If you get over there and, maybe we see a raft spot on the right-hand side required and you just sort of pick it up on your way. But yeah, and not something you necessarily need to go out of your way for. It's definitely not strictly required and not something you probably want to go out of your way to route.
Yeah, and Liquid got those 10 rupees, so smartly up A's. Will buy his candle, start that phase of his exploration.
Bogey, it sounds like we gotta bring Bogey Smallest on commentary.
Yeah, we are a 3-person team tonight. Thank you for asking, chat.
So we're going to start to see a little bit more overworld progress here on Liquid Husband's side now that he has picked up the blue candle. Is probably going to go 1 screen left and we'll find a blue candle.
And RandomEffekt closing in on his sword. Hopefully, I'd be surprised if he mismarked it. Hopefully he did not. I think just his routing had taken him away from making that check.
Yeah, and I can understand wanting to come back up to the northeast. Ooh, there's level 9 under that bomb spot. Yeah, once you have bombs, I think it feels probably a little easier to come up back to the northeast, just in terms of item efficiency.
So I believe we just have not seen levels 3 or 7. So one of those 2 levels will be blocked here. I don't recall if all the power bracelet spots were checked. I know the grave spot random checked. I know the south spot Liquid checked. I don't know about the other 2.
Yeah, we've seen both of those. Level 4 was at the northeast spot.
Ah, yes. Oh, then that is our potentially our overworld block there, level 4.
Yep, and then we found an arrow shop at the spot south of the fairy fountain, so we are in good shape. And RandomEffekt picks up his wood sword.
And chat saying level 3 was at the first quest 8 spot, so just level 7 outstanding as Liquid's gonna find that he can't grab this heart container.
I know you said level 7 is outstanding, but honestly, Bogey, this entire game is outstanding.
This game is outstanding.
It is the best. So Liquid has been realized as 4 hearts, not quite enough to pick up that heart container as the white sword item, which is the same issue that RandomEffekt ran into earlier. I think we're going to see level 6 here on Liquid Husband's side. Yep. All right, so RandomEffekt in level 1, which from a strategic standpoint in Randomizer is probably the best bang for your buck. You're going to find 2 items in here, and it is generally quite a small dungeon. So with shapes on, it can definitely vary, but certainly a good spot to be in if you are a rando runner.
So chat saying Bo is on the floor in level 1. And Random did pick up his wood arrows. So he'll be able to take out any gomas he sees for the rest of the seed.
Nice find. So Liquid Husband on the right-hand side, attempting the Canana Key and doing it successfully, just has to walk back through. Oh, no!
Except for now he has to make this decision. Does he give up on bombs or abandon the Canana Key? I guess he's abandoning the Canana Key, unfortunately. So in order for that trick to stick, he has to walk back up through that door, and with the mugger being in that room, Liquid would have had to have given up, in this case, a bomb, which very early on, you don't really want to go down to 7 bombs, so unfortunately, Liquid's going to try the Canana Key the other way.
I think if this is another mugger room, we just have to end the race, right? Like, that's it.
And RandomEffekt finding a red ring in the staircase in level 1. Huge find early.
That, at 21 minutes in, is exactly the kind of thing I would love to find. And Liquid Husband is going to pick up a map and say, I don't think we've seen any other dungeon maps, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so one thing Liquid wants to be careful about is he did not walk back down through that door that he cananed through. So if he were to approach that room again, that door would still be locked.
Yeah, it looks like level 6 might give you some other avenues for traveling through here. But yeah, that mugger room, if you can avoid it until it's completely necessary or you have the ending key, that would probably be the ideal situation.
Yeah, so some really got a beefy manhandla here, but RandomEffekt finding some really good items in level 1 with the bow and red ring, and then moving on to level 3, which is another nice dungeon to find early. So we'll see what he finds here.
Yep, on Liquid has... Oh, no. Oh, no. Used so many bombs to take out that manhandla for a transport staircase that landed him in the next room over that he just came from. Oh, that's brutal. So...
You hate to see it.
Yep. RandomEffekt over here in level 3 finds some red Lionels. You know, sometimes it's just nice to know where they are. I'd never like to see them, but sometimes I just like to know. So the thing about these dungeons, one of the things that we're going to see present in these flags, which we saw on Liquid Husband's side up here in level 6, is second quest rooms are on. So we're going to see push blocks that are on the center row of some of these dungeon rooms that are going to open doors, like that one. In first quest, typically, would not see that open any doors, but in second quest of Zelda 1, that is how that room would operate. So we're going to see that throughout this entire tournament.
Yeah, it's in the that center row, and then it is the leftmost block in that row that will always be able to push as Liquid finds the compass in level 6. We'll see if he can make his way down there.
That might go through the mugger room. So RandomEffekt is going to be heading through level 3, which I believe we've seen is segmented, and gets the raft for those efforts. I think it will be telling in this race if we see that the bow this early did make a difference in terms of progress for through level 3, since we had to defeat that Goma to get it.
So Liquid able to evade this dig dogger, and decides to opt for the bomb payment, which really is his only option there. And he's 2 rooms away from the Triforce here in level 6. It still has to find the item if he can. And rooms, when you see here, like on Liquid side, there is the push block that's in the center of the room. But because there is a shutter door that is closed, that room cannot lead to a staircase because that shutter will operate the door.
Yep, Liquid
As you see there, Liquid trying to save that key. So he's going to try to walk around here.
There's one of those Gyptos holding on to the compass in level 3. I know it's not true, but the Bo Jackson sprite always looks like it's running a little bit faster than Link does.
I totally agree. I think because he's thinner than Link or Zelda, so he just looks like he's moving like twice as fast.
He's just covering a lot of ground.
And yeah, chat earlier was saying that it would be fun to see that sprite in rupee speed mode, which I completely agree.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and Liquid Husband getting the blue boomerang.
What an upgrade.
I think Liquid's actually probably happy to upgrade his boomerang, as I know he's a big fan of it.
All right, so just keys between us and the Triforce here at level 6. RandomEffekt is going to pick up the Triforce in 3. Well, I guess we're going to have to see what's in this next room, if it's a terrible ladder block or something. It's not.
Yeah, so Liquid should take out these moblins and then hopefully get a bomb drop if he can. And then get his Triforce and move on. He gets the bomb.
All right, we're going to see RandomEffekt trying out this raft spot over here in an attempt to dig level 7. We've not seen either runner in Death Mountain, is that correct?
Yeah, I haven't seen either runner go up to both the traditional Death Mountain area where level 9 in vanilla is, and certainly not Northwest Death Mountain yet. RandomEffekt checking a raft spot that he got the raft out of level 3. That didn't produce anything. The other thing I would love to see, and I know it's completely impossible, but if you think about the touchdown animation in Tecmo Bowl, it'd be amazing if there was like a similar Triforce animation for Liquid Husband when he grabs the Triforce. And Fred's gonna need to update the community hints. We're on Windows 11 now.
Not by choice.
It's nobody's choice.
Yeah, no. That's okay.
We may see Liquid go up into the Death Mountain area. We'll see.
Yep, we're going to see a screen scroll from Bo Jackson here. All right, so RandomEffekt, I think, was previously unable to progress through level 1 to get the Triforce. Oh, there's a map. Look at that little level.
Yeah, so we saw Liquid's level 6 was not that huge, so I think we'll see like a pretty like moderate progression between level 1 and level 6. Level 3, I can't recall if we saw the map, but it didn't seem like that large of a level as Random was going through it. But it's possible Random was key blocked.
Yeah.
The Triforce is just sitting there on the floor.
Yeah, I think there were 2 or 3 key doors that he had to open. All right, so we are seeing a little bit of redundant coverage here. So, Boogie, do we want to talk a little bit about maybe how the tournament is structured and what we can expect to see in the next few weeks?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're in week 1 of Swiss. So these are just random pairings between, I think we have about 75 runners, give or take a few, but awesome turnout for the 2022 tournament. And so we have 5 weeks of random pairings between our runners. 79. Wow, that's phenomenal
incredible.
turnout.
There's so many.
Yeah, it's a ton. And so we got 5 weeks of that, and then based on every runner's performance during those 5 head-to-head matches, we'll get a seeding generated, and then we'll move to a brackets phase of the tournament, which will essentially consist of actually the first 2 rounds. In order to get down to the round of 32, will be pairings of 4 runners, I believe, to go from the round of 128, which really is round of 79, down to 64, and then 32. And then from the round of 32 onward, we'll have best of 3 matchups between our runners.
It's going to be a very exciting spring. Lots and lots and lots and lots of matches. So if you are someone who enjoys Zelda 1 Randomizer, just follow the SpeedGaming family of channels because you are definitely going to see some races.
Yeah, and right now with the phase that we're currently in, we're getting about 40 matches a week, roughly. So I mean, we're seeing like 5-6 matches a day, which is awesome. Some phenomenal races already here in week 1, and throughout March and going into April, we'll see some more great head-to-head matches, and then the fun really begins because this is all just for seeding purposes. And then the elimination part of the tournament begins.
Very cool. Thank you for that explanation for everyone watching and for myself, because I was saying before the race started, I still don't understand how Swiss works. So I am just bluffing. But it's going to be very good. And we've got a ton of entertainment lined up for you here. We're seeing a few ladder blocks over here on RandomEffekt's side in level 4. This was some of the stage that Liquid Husband was covering, and we are actually getting a glimpse into what's going on Death Mountain. So will we find level 7?
You see RandomEffekt's making great use of that bow. So level 4 is pretty big here. So I'd imagine level 5 will be a roughly comparable size because level 6 was not that large for some of the level 6s that I've seen in this tournament.
I think it's safe to say Manhandla rolled up.
Totally. Yeah, even with that, even with arrows and a red ring, it's not a great fight to face tonight.
Yep.
And Random getting a bomb upgrade. We got a +4. Pretty good.
It's not bad. It could be worse. But for 120, it's definitely a steep price.
So So Random, just a few moments ago, had about 150-ish rupees with that bomb upgrade, and letting a bunch of arrows go into that land mola is now broke. So we'll see if he's able to fill his pockets again with some of those secrets. But it could put a damper on his combat here. And yeah, if either runner finds the ladder, like you said, there's the wand sitting there on the coast, which definitely with that manhandle, it would be a much welcome upgrade. So yeah, in terms of Triforce so far, pretty even. RandomEffekt, I believe, has 3 Triforce. I think he grabbed the one out of level 1 and levels 3 and 5, and on Liquid's side, 2, 5, and 6.
I'm sorry, I told you I'd sneak at least one pun in there. All right, I'm done.
So pretty even so far. I would say, from a combat perspective, Random just has a slight advantage, but now with him being out of rupees, not so much. But the red ring is huge. But it doesn't seem like Liquid has been impacted too much by being at vanilla defense.
I think that's our first bomb shop. They rolled down to 7, which is not bad. There was a question in chat, and just to answer it for anyone watching the VOD, the book is Atlas in these flags. So it will unlock the maps for every dungeon, including level 9.
And we got a meat block over on Liquid's side. I'm not sure if he can walk around it or not. He'll try to probably bomb to the right here. Or maybe not. We have some potential ladder blocks as well as a Goma block for Liquid.
Yeah, my goodness, this level 5.
So if Liquid decides that he wants to grab some meat, I know there's some to the left of start. It was pretty cheap. I want to say somewhere around like 50 to 59 rupees.
We got another question in chat about overworld blocks. Level 4 was power bracelet blocked. It's possible we could see another one, but it looks like actually RandomEffekt has located level 7. So sorry, not today, but the dream of the recorder is still alive. Could be a dig dogger. Yeah, one thing to note here, RandomEffekt just picking up another heart container there. We're still on Liquid side at 5 hearts, 37 minutes in. RandomEffekt up to 8. So at a steady clip there, but definitely not the healthiest seed we've seen.
And combat hasn't been too bad for either runner, other than I think when Liquid jumped into level 8, he was at 3 hearts and was facing that room of blue dark nuts as he picks up his white sword heart. So now he's at 6.
Yeah, interestingly, we've got almost an exactly opposite array of resources right now happening between the runners. RandomEffekt with few rupees, Liquid Husband with many. Keys on RandomEffekt's side, not too many. Liquid Husband with 4. RandomEffekt definitely has the bomb advantage here with that upgrade. And Liquid Husband down 1 permanently from that mugger room. So definitely playing out in different ways to either runner's favor.
So Random sees the Triforce on the floor in 7. So now he's going to keep digging 7, looking for the item here.
The fact that the red potion rolled lower than the blue potion is very, like, why can't I have no kids and 3 money?
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen that more than 1 or 2 times. I love it.
Yep. Random effect, continuing with the odd Triforces here, picks up the piece in 7. We are going to need all 8 in order to get through level 9, so we will see clear of these dungeons from both runners.
Yeah, RandomEffekt was ready to leave level 7. That red whiz robe outside said, no, sir, not today. Get back in there.
And I think we saw 7 at the spot west of Spectacle Rock.
Yeah, so now we have the insight that all 9 dungeons have been discovered. Our runners do not, as Liquid gets sucked back into level 8. Which I like the play just in the sense that there's 2 items here. You have a little bit more resources to work with, obviously. Now he has a few more bombs, a few more hearts. We'll see if he can make work of these blue dark nuts.
Yep, since we've identified the location of the bow and the raft, I think really what would bring forward some advantage on Liquid Husband's part for not having the bow already would be Silver's innate, it might be Recorder innate, and then Dig Dogger blocking the way. There are definitely several scenarios that could contribute to either way, but RandomEffekt finding that bow and the red ring in 1, they're both pretty huge.
And Liquid Husband taking an unfortunate death there in the blue dark nut room, uses last bombs on those guys, and unfortunately wasn't able to save the room state before taking his death.
Yeah, chat asking if we've seen any ladder blocks. I don't think so yet. We know that the wand is the coast item, so not mandatory to pick that up, just a nice to have.
I know, I think it was in level 5. We had our meat block and a couple potential ladder blocks, but both runners able to grab the Triforce and continue on their way there. But we could have a potential ladder blocked item in level 5.
So Liquid has been kind of taking a death on the overworld there. Was headed up toward about the center, east center of the map. So we'll see. Yeah, some of those levels that Liquid hasn't been to yet. Level 1 probably just based on the late blue candle. We'll see him make his way there eventually, but it just depends on how quickly he gets over to the eastern side of the map.
Yeah, so random in the areas of, or in the area of levels 2, 8, and 6, roughly. He already got the Triforce out of 5. So I'm not sure that he found all the locations of those 3 dungeons. Also not entirely sure. I think he was the first one to find level 4.
Yeah, I think he didn't have a sword when he went in there, though.
Yeah. So if he found those 4 dungeons, then he probably has seen everything at this point. Yeah, Liquid Husband needs to find that level 1, I think. That will definitely open up his ability to take on level 8.
Yeah, and I think it was for a combat block, because it looks like neither runner has picked up the Triforce out of it yet. And based on what we've seen, either combat or there's an item we're missing.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Chat saying it's a combination of ladder, dig doggers, and keys.
Yep. I want to make a very funny joke about how often Zelda 1 runs are thwarted by level 4, but I can't think of one, so just pretend that I said something very clever and laugh about it later. That's how we do humor on this channel.
Insert joke here. It really is like you said something hilarious.
Thank you. So we're seeing a little bit of coast exploration here from both runners, heading down toward the south side of the map. But not too much coming up.
So we got the expensive meat. Yeah, if Liquid does his coast exploration here, he'll probably loop around to where vanilla level 8 is, which is level 3. And he'll eventually get to level 1.
Yep, I will say RandomEffekt, I think, has been using keys a little bit more aggressively than Liquid Husband has, as he picks up the blue ring out of the coast shop. I think I'd almost rather see a Dig Dogger that I could not defeat at this point without the recorder than I would to see a Manhand Low, which is just incredibly annoying.
Yeah. So yeah, Bo Jackson now sporting his Kansas City Royal Blues, even though he's still playing football. And it's good to see red Wizrobes roll down to 2. Especially when you're in search of bombs like Liquid is right now.
Yep, not only is it better for bomb farming, but also a little bit of vindication. Alright, so RandomEffekt is getting the Triforce out of level 2, has a bit of a refill here, but as long as you make it through the level, that's what counts. And Liquid Husband is going to continue over westerly way, I think, is going to start finding a few more levels here, levels 3 and 1. Alright, with that red ring, RandomEffekt heads into level 8. Searching for 2 items in here.
Actually, he's got no bombs, so he's hoping for a bomb drop from one of these 2 reds, and does not get it. So we might see him dip in and out, trying to get some bombs in the overworld.
Yep, that blue Octorok says, nothing doing, friend.
It's going back to 2. I don't know if he found the item in 2, which I think is in this room.
I think RandomEffekt passed the wood boomerang and did not opt to pick it up.
Ah, gotcha. Smart play here, using the Dodongos to refill his bombs.
It's the only thing they're good for.
Yeah.
One of the very cool things that you can do with this game, just smoking the Dodongos, basically if you catch them mid-explosion and then stab them with your sword, you can force them to drop a bomb pack, which is really, really helpful in a lot of circumstances for Rando and for vanilla Zelda 1 as well.
Yeah, so the traditional way we used to kill Dodongos as kids was that we would feed it 2 bombs, because the hint says Dodongo dislikes smoke, with the idea being that the smoke was in their belly from the bombs exploding, but it actually turns out that hint refers to smoking them out with the bomb and then getting the bomb force. So we'll see if Liquid takes his one bomb, tries to make it 7. Or will we get some troll dongos? And we get a troll dongo. Oh no.
Oh no. And we know this Goma in level 3 that Liquid has been just passed leads to the raft, which I'm pretty sure we have confirmed is not necessary. I don't know if we checked the vanilla level 4 spot. I didn't see that. I know RandomEffekt checked the one in the northeast. Finds the red candle and decides not to take it. But that's
the vanilla 4 spot was a heart container, or take any.
Excellent, thank you. This is a nice time to have boomerangs. As you had mentioned before, the advantages of having them in rando include stunning enemies.
Yeah, especially when you have a wood sword and no other real combat options. That's when the boomerang can be very valuable for you.
Most definitely. I just had a moment where I was thinking about that in Kanto song. We don't talk about Bruno, but it was we don't talk about Gibdos. So you're welcome for that getting stuck in your head for the next hour. Looks like we might have a ladder block over there on RandomEffekt's side. Just depends on how the rest of this dungeon plays out. So we're able to find a bomb wall. We'll check to see where this goes.
Now I have that stuck in my head.
Everyone with children under the age of 10 is super mad right now. So I don't think we're seeing too much trouble from Goma blocks so far. They've popped up.
Yeah, I don't know that we've seen many significant blocks other than I think level 4 was Dig Dogger blocked. We haven't seen the recorder yet.
I know at least one person in chat is upset about that.
We have a couple people in chat who are excited about finding a recorder.
I think if we don't find the recorder in this seed, we have to just do our best impression of a bad rendition of Darude's Sandstorm at the end. Those are the rules, right?
I think so. We don't talk about Gibdos.
Don't worry, Chad. I'm not going to do it.
I will.
I know you will. We got to meet this guy. All right, another Dodongo room here. Almost gets 2 at once. On RandomEffekt side.
So Liquid finds the Triforce in 3. Has not found the raft, so we'll see if he goes back in. We know it's an unnecessary play, but he does not. Yeah,
I can definitely understand that decision, though. 3 is probably one of the smaller levels that you're going to find, and if you can verify that there's an item in there, you probably want to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with, 4, 7, and 8 still on the table. Although, there's a thought about finding level 1, which I don't think Liquid Husband has seen yet.
Yeah, Liquid's just 2 screens south of level 1. And Bo employing some nice tactics here to take out those blue land molas. Block clipped into the block for safety, and it's a bomb pack for his efforts.
Yep, not a bad find. Yeah, woo, level 8. We can call it linear. That's about as generous of an adjective as I can use.
Level 8, or as Threech likes to call it, we don't talk about Ocho.
You're killing me, Smalls! Get the feeling we're going to see a full clear over here on Liquid Husband's side until he gets to the Goma room.
So there's one room under the 3, I believe, that Liquid has not been into, but he's going to nope out of the rest of the dungeon. And if he does the burn bush here, we'll find level 1. And we'll probably be pretty happy about finding his favorite item on the floor.
Yeah, I'd be pretty pumped to find the bow, and there it is. Get your bow modes in chat if you have the emote. I'd be less excited about finding the red ring, just because after purchasing the blue ring, you'd like as much firepower as possible.
Yeah, and the seed, I mean, Liquid was sitting on a pretty healthy stash of rupees there, so I don't fault the blue ring purchase at all.
For sure.
It's just unfortunate that he didn't find level 1 earlier. And here is his red ring.
This may shock you, but I don't know football teams at all. So you're going to have to come up with whatever that jersey looks like now.
Yeah, I think Bo got traded to either the San Francisco 49ers or the Kansas City Chiefs, which Kansas City probably seems like the more logical team, since Bo Jackson was a member of the Kansas City Royals when he played in Major League Baseball, along with Chicago's inferior baseball team, the Chicago White Sox.
All right, there's RandomEffekt's Triforce in 8. He found the compass a few blocks north of that, so not a bad dig there. Needs the Triforces out of 4 and 6 before proceeding to level 9, which he did identify on that second trip back to the northeast corner, if I'm not mistaken. Chat has got some thoughts about sports. I'll leave you all to hash that out. All right, I think that's our white sword item, right? Yep. On RandomEffekt's side is, we're well past the threshold of what we need to pick up the white sword item, but is able to finally get that heart container.
That and Random's now venturing into Mag's territory, and Mag's is just one screen south here, so
yep.
Will he be able to pick it up with 11 hearts?
Ooh.
He can.
That is stacked.
That is a huge upgrade for Random in the combat department. The magical sword dealing 4x damage over the wood sword.
Bogey, you're going to have to apologize to the single White Sox fan that's left. I'm just kidding. I'm a Pirates fan. All I can do is make fun of it.
The only team we hate here really is the Cardinals. That's about it. But I don't know if Fury's still in chat. I saw him drop some shenanigans about the Cubs. So
So we saw RandomEffekt pick it up at 11 hearts. I don't think... Yeah, no, there wasn't a mugger situation that asked for a heart container. I think we just saw bombs and keys.
yeah, so to answer a question in chat, in this flag set, the white sword item can roll between 4 and 6 hearts. Typically, you can pick up the white sword in vanilla at 5 hearts. So you have a 1 in 3 chance of picking up the white sword item. In this case, it was the heart container at 4 hearts. I don't think either runner was able to at 4 hearts. Obviously, you have a 100% chance of picking up the item at 6 hearts. For the magical sword item, or for the magical sword rather, that's between 10 and 14 hearts. So it's possible that Liquid, if he were to get another heart, could make the play to pick up mags. At that point, we know it would be a 50-50 shot because Random was able to pick up his magical sword at 11 hearts.
Yep. Not a bad gamble to take, but yeah, certainly one that, unless you're feeling like you have the wiggle room, something not everyone routes in. So we shall see if Liquid Husband decides to do that upon picking up an extra heart.
So yeah, so we've crossed the 1 hour mark here. If I'm either runner, I'm not feeling great about this being necessarily any sort of jet seed. We haven't really seen either runner get too blocked. I mean, we did see Liquid face a little bit of difficulty when he was without the blue ring or red ring in level 8. RandomEffekt obviously had the benefit of taking on level 8 with his red ring. Still not feeling good if I'm either runner that I haven't found silvers.
Yep, just
you do have the bow, obviously.
We've got a few items outstanding too. We're missing 4, 5, 7, and 2 items in 9.
Yeah, I believe so. And we know that recorder and ladder are 2 of those 3 items in 4, 5, and 7 because important items cannot be in 9, and those items are considered important. So yeah, you have basically a 2 in 3 chance at this point that silvers are in 9, and so I think that's potentially why you're seeing RandomEffekt, maybe not pick up nearly as many items, but kind of a Schrodinger's go mode in a sense, just from an odds perspective. And again, we're dealing with the full information set. I don't think RandomEffekt has seen the item in 6 yet.
So you get a 2/3 chance, but I got a 66 and 2/3 chance of winning.
That's right. You have a 100% chance of winning. What are you talking about?
If you take my 75% chance of winning and then add 66 and 2/3, I got a 141 and 2/3 chance to win at Sacrifice.
Yeah. The numbers don't lie.
The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice. I need a hobby. RandomEffekt's getting the Triforce out of 6. Needs 1 more piece before heading to level 9. He's probably hoping the silvers are in there.
So, so I was just about to say, drop your nices in chat for RandomEffekt. Yeah, we haven't seen what the item is in 4, so yeah, Liquid Husband was able to make some progress the first time he was in here. And actually, we also haven't seen the item in 5, so
Yeah,
we will get the benefit of figuring out if the ladder, the recorder, or something else is here in either of these 2 dungeons. Yeah, so RandomEffekt, when he had found this dungeon, was swordless, and the Triforce was on the floor 1 or 2 rooms in. This is a pretty sizable level 5, slightly smaller than 6, but what was that, 20? I can't do math right now. But,
you heard? I wouldn't
24 rooms. 24 rooms. It's decent for level 5.
Yeah, RandomEffekt making up a little bit of progress on those keys too. Now has 4 stashed away, runs into a dig dogger, and unfortunately gets blocked there.
So one thing I just noticed is Liquid has not yet picked up any sort of arrows. So he does have the bow, but he's having to sword down these Pole's voice, which does take a little bit of time, especially with these stupid bubbles in the room. And I'm sorry to call them stupid if anybody likes bubbles, but I just assume that everybody hates bubbles in this game. We got the magical key. Yeah.
There's a map in 4, which we saw on RandomEffekt's side, and Liquid Husband, yeah, does have enough money to go get arrows.
Yeah, so with the magical key was the one of 3 items that could have been in 4, 5, and 8. That was not important. And Liquid, thinking about the bomb upgrade, takes it, looks like a +3, but it actually is a +4. The game respecting the mugger bomb that he had to give up earlier.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate choice at any point, but especially early on.
So yeah, any key in 5, so that means that ladder and recorder have to be our final 2 items here in levels 4 and 8, which puts our silvers in level 9.
Now we know that for sure. Just because I was
pretty sure.
Sorry, didn't mean to call you out there. I just was trying to figure out if we know that they're being forced to 9, or if that's just where we can expect them, or if that's based on another flag setting.
No, it's not a flag set thing. It's just deduction at this point.
Gotcha. Okay, that was a me problem, not a you problem.
You, by all means, question me. We have not seen the white sword, so that would put white sword and silvers in 9. So Random actually going back to level 8. Did he find level 4? Because I'm surprised that he's going to 8 before visiting 4.
Yeah, I thought he was the first one to find level 4, but just had to back out.
Yeah, so we do have the red candle here. There's the recorder. So get your cat jams out in chat. And again, I mean, for RandomEffekt, you're kind of wanting to find silvers at this point. Obviously, you know that recorder will be helpful for those dig doggers, but I'm guessing he was hoping to find silvers in 8.
We got a Kananaki over on Liquid Husband's side, but again, he didn't walk back through the door, so we just have to see that he makes it through the next few rooms to get that Triforce out of level 4. Yeah, that was a kinetic key, I think, through traps on the side, which is even harder.
And if you were coming in from Speed Gaming 4, welcome on in. We got Bogey Smalls here and Threech, bringing you some action between Liquid Husband and RandomEffekt and Zelda 1 Randomizer. Hope you guys are having a great Thursday night. We are. We don't talk about Gibdos here.
I was going to say, you are bringing the action for Zelda 1 Randomizer commentary. I am spouting nonsense. So we each have jobs, and each is equally important.
This is true.
All right, that's a nice bomb refill there on Liquid Husband's side. RandomEffekt, I think, yeah, looking for the item in here. Also, probably, well, he's got the compass, so he knows where the Triforce is. And we've got a ladder block. So that just made things a little bit more interesting there. We now need to find the ladder.
So this could be interesting if, let's see. Not sure what RandomEffekt's doing there, but I'm wondering, he's got to use that recorder. I wonder if the ladder is recorder blocked. Maybe not. There's also the one room to the left of the Triforce. Actually, yep, ladder is recorder blocked, so...
Oh.
No, we have silvers in 4. See, this is why I said don't necessarily believe. Where the hell's the ladder?
Yeah, I guess in 7?
Oh no, ladder's in 7. We didn't see the item in 7. Either way, Liquid Husband still needs the recorder, because those silvers are Dig Dogger blocked. And you need the ladder because the Triforce in 4 is ladder blocked. So basically, we're going to have to 100% the seed, at least as far as 1 through 8 are concerned at this point.
Yep. And RandomEffekt heading right back to level 7. It's nice with the ending key, though. Like, that's pretty much the way you want to progress through this. Red ring, ending key, you get a bomb upgrade, you got silvers, you got plenty of money.
Yeah, thank you, chat, for correcting me.
There's a transport in 7. Not going to take that quite yet.
Here's the ladder. I told you guys it was in 7.
So, and yeah, Liquid Husband actually is about to find level 7 pretty quickly.
So RandomEffekt, recording back to level 1. We'll head back into level 4 with his ladder in tow.
And this is a beeline straight for the Triforce.
Yeah, now having silvers and mags just makes it easy to take down all these Gibdos. I'm sorry, we don't talk about Gibdos.
It's okay, I should live that down by the next tournament.
Totally.
Nice bomb pickup there, and Triforce pickup from RandomEffekt, who is now prepared to head to level 9.
nice rupees as well for random, doubling the nice Triforce pickup. And thankfully, level 9 is one screen to the right for random. So, Threech, you want to tell us what our runners are looking for here in level 9?
Absolutely. So most of you probably have seen this before. You're likely familiar with it already. But in case you have not or you forgot, we are searching for Ganon and we are searching for, in RandomEffekt's case, Link. So Ganon will have a roaring sound that is one screen adjacent to where he is located. Ganon is forced in these seats, or in these flags rather. So just bear in mind, you are going to have to defeat Ganon before you can go rescue the imprisoned. After defeating Ganon, you are going to be looking for Zelda or Link, and in this case, you will be looking for a shutter door that does not open after all of the enemies have been defeated. This is before you beat Ganon. After you beat Ganon, you are looking for a shutter door that opens despite enemies being present in the room. So it is a single shutter door that you're searching for, and so RandomEffekt just passed a room where that could possibly be. And we're going to keep an eye out here and an ear out just to hear that on Ari's side.
So yeah, RandomEffekt found one transport staircase, brought him one room south of where he had been.
Kind of reminds me of those horizontal, the things at the airport, the walkways that just take you the same way but really fast.
Right. So there's the white sword, confirmed in level 9.
You know, there's like 14 staircases or something in 9, and he happens to find the one with the white sword. And his
level 9 not too beefy.
I don't think we saw Hasbo pick up the ladder in 7. Is that right? Or did he dig for that?
I did not see it.
Okay, so it looks like RandomEffekt has found Zelda's room, as you all can see on the left-hand side there. There's a shutter door that does not open. No wall masters. The compass will also show you Zelda's position, but that's moot at this point. RandomEffekt knows where she is. Sorry, Blink.
So yeah, the only thing random really has to find at this point is Ganon. Just has to watch his bomb situation, but probably will start maybe opting for stairs, potentially. Maybe not.
Yeah, good question from chat. I don't know if RandomEffekt tried to push the block in that room. I don't remember the layout to verify whether or not that was a room where that could be pushed. Key blocked out of 7, all right. Thank you, chat, for keeping us honest.
So, RandomEffekt finds Zelda's room. She's not there, or Link's not there, rather.
Patra is. We see a 10 heart Mags pickup on Liquid Husband's side, so that was 10 hearts. That is very nice. I think there's just something so beautiful about Patra just chilling. Chilling in Zelda's room. Nowhere to go.
I don't know that we've seen many Patra tonight.
I think that was the first one.
I love it. Chat playing Wordle while we're trying to get to the end of the seed. Now Patra's just going to show up everywhere. So it's looking like right now, just based on what RandomEffekt has searched in this level 9, is Ganon may be a good candidate for the Northwest. Because he's got a good chunk of that. Actually, here's Ganon.
Yep, there he is. It's not an unfriendly room for Ganon, too.
Yeah, I think between the 12 hearts, the red ring, magical sword, RandomEffekt just has one more hit. Down goes Ganon. We've got Bacon. And Zelda's just 2 rooms away. We'll see if there's a door to the... Actually, if Random had walked through that key door to the right, there's a possibility of being pretty close to Zelda. But either way, he knows the path. Get your GGs out in chat for RandomEffekt, who has rescued Link and finished with an official time of 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 4 seconds. And we should be joined here momentarily by RandomEffekt in the commentator's booth. RandomEffekt, GG's, sir.
GG's.
Hey, thanks.
How'd you feel about the race?
Oy, not great. When you full clear all the items, there was one item in 9, which was apparently the book that I didn't see. Yeah, when you get almost every item and hit almost every overworld spot, there was 2 overworld spots I didn't do. The bomb spot right near Vanilla Start, where I just kind of skipped over them because I didn't have bombs early, and I was like, where the heck is level 2? I thought it was going to be under Recorder Lake. I was actually heading back to 8 to get the recorder, or what I thought you needed the recorder. And then I was like, oh wait, I haven't opened these 2 spots, and there was level 2. So yeah, besides Recorder Lake, that was the only other spot that was still open, I believe, was the bomb spot just to the left of Vanilla Start. Yeah, I was just getting a little worried because, I don't know, obviously I don't know where he's at, but whenever you have to like triple dive dungeons and, full clear a lot of stuff and get all the items, it just doesn't feel good. But I feel like with these flags, you kind of have to get a lot of the items most of the time. This is still within my like average range. This is on the higher end of my average, but this is still within average.
Yeah, definitely what we were seeing with the boss blocks and with the overworld blocks for sure. How about that ladder block in 4?
Jeez. Yeah, I was like, the ladder had to be, in 7 behind key doors. Like I wasn't really bothered by like some of the ladder block in 4. Well, you also needed the recorder for the item in 4, I believe. I think you were blocked off from the... Yeah, you were, because it was underneath the Dig Dogger. So yeah, I had it written on my mapping. I have a laminated map that 4 needs a ladder or a recorder, and I had that from 20 minutes in or something like that. I was like, I need this. I think the biggest issue with this seed was the keys. Actually, I was really key starved very early to the point where I didn't want to open doors because I was like, I'm sitting on 1 to 3 keys until basically I got to the level before I found the any key. I don't even remember what level that was, but I had about 8 keys by the time I got there. But I was really key starved early on, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, that was pretty persistent through the course of the race. We did see, there was definitely a resource fluctuation on both sides, but the any key, I think in level 5 was definitely a good find, especially before heading into level 9, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, getting the any key is always good, but like, what doesn't feel good is finding a lot of dungeons, getting a lot of blocks, and your overworld items are not great. They didn't. Well, one of them led to a level. I mean, that's it. But your 3 overworld items don't help you. The first 4 or 5 items that I think I found didn't help me. I was like, I need an item that's going to be good for me right now. I guess finding the bow was really good. I should have. I got when I found one. I realized that I had covered so much overworld that I was like, all right, I'm resolved to not do one right now, even though I could find items. I don't want to do one until I find a sword. Like, I don't want to go into any more dungeons until I find a sword. It turns out, that I could have had the bow very easily, which I already picked up the arrows at that point, I believe. So I would have had actually a weapon to keep going. But you don't know that. And yeah, I was just really flustered that you weren't getting any power items early, like 0 power items. Besides the bow, I didn't see... I saw the red ring pretty early. Was that also in 1?
Yeah,
you picked up bow and then the staircase item in level 1,
which is good.
Red ring,
but it's not needed, right? I mean, I'd much rather see ladder, any key, recorder, raft, even white sword at that point is better than red ring to me. As you can see, like, I was using up a lot of arrows on a lot of enemies where I would have liked to have used a white sword. Very happy to get the magical sword. that was a detour. I was like, this is worth it. This is really, really worth it at this point to detour to try to pick this up at, I think, 11.
It was 10, actually.
You picked it up
at
10. 11, and then Liquid came back and picked it up with 10. So
I'd say that's the one good thing this seed did.
Yeah, it was interesting when you were doing your Take Any Roads that got you into the northeast, and you were actually one screen south of where the wood sword ended up being. I think you had checked your Armos and then just decided to go down, probably to check the other Armos at that time, and just probably, I think, check the coast item. But at that point, I think Liquid had gone up and found the white sword item, so we were just curious at what point you would come back to it. And I think there was like a good 10 minutes between when Liquid picked up his wood sword and when you did. Things were pretty even, I'd say, for the first 4 or 5 Triforce. You did, I think, 1, 3, 5, and 7. He had done 2, 3, 5, and 6. I know 5 you had actually picked up swordless. So yeah, it was pretty even early on, and then I think once you were able to pick up that magical sword, that absolutely helped you move through dungeons a lot quicker. And then just you were able to pick up the recorder, which obviously allowed you to ultimately get the item out of 4, which was silvers, but you had to go back and grab the ladder to do so. I believe was the order of operations, or
that was a triple dip 4. So triple dip 4, and I think I double. Technically, I think I triple dipped 8. Technically, I went in really early swordless, and then I came back and did most of it and got 1 item out, and then went back in for the second item when I knew I kind of had to. Yeah, it's all a numbers game, right? I mean, I could have gone north, but that's 1 cave, north of me. Whereas I'd rather do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then swing back up north and do 3 more.
Totally, yeah.
It's just it's a crapshoot sometimes with this game of and the ordering really matters. Like, if I would have found the sword a lot earlier, I might have dug the. It depends. Like, if I wouldn't have done 5 and 7 so early, would this seed have been a lot better? Probably. If I would have done 5 and 7 after a few dungeons and gathered up a few hearts and maybe a few resources, but that's the way things go.
Yep.
I mean, I can't complain. I won. I'm not complaining by any means, but it's one of those things there that the seed can really giveth and taketh away depending on the order that you do things.
Yeah, and I think you guys crossed the 1 hour mark, and you still had silvers outstanding. And it didn't seem from a logic perspective. We hadn't seen some of those blocks come into play yet. So it was really interesting just to see how, you were, you needed that recorder, and you needed, needed the recorder to get the silvers, and then obviously, needed the ladder, and 4 to get your, or sorry, you needed. I don't remember the order of operations, but they definitely like started to chain up, and you're like, oh, okay, this is how this seed is playing out. And then obviously level 9 was pretty straightforward with the silvers from there.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, 3 out of 4 items that are usually required, like that can be required, were. I mean, the only thing that wasn't was raft, really. So when I think about that, I think about the raft, the recorder, the power bracelet, and the ladder, because the bow's always needed, arrows are always needed. But yeah, these are interesting flags. They're definitely longer, and I think because of that, I think a lot more races are going to be closer. I hope, because you don't get as much, gambling. I feel like in this flag set, you don't get a lot of gambling, because you have to find a lot of items with the forced overworld block. So it's going to be interesting going forward to see some of the races.
Yeah, it's effectively a full clear in almost every seed, and that can often be decided by just, do I go left or do I go right? And then whoever makes the luckier choice is the one who comes out. There's definitely absolutely skill to it, but sometimes, especially with, the high caliber runners that we've got in this tournament, we're going to see, I think, a lot come down to those sorts of decisions based on the fact that they're going to be, everyone's going to be digging the same number of items. So let's talk strategy. What are you doing to prepare for the upcoming weeks?
Not really much. I mean, I did my practice seeds before this one. I've run most of the SpeedGaming weeklies on Sunday nights for the last 3 weeks or so. Have been doing this flag set. I think I've participated in every single one of those, and I've done about 4 extra seeds just to get a feel for kind of how things progress, what I might need to find, what I might not need to find. Definitely the extra bosses ain't kidding in this. So really, even if I think I'm in go mode, I still want to check for items if I can, because if I don't have a recorder, I know that dig darters can still block me in a dungeon. Just by the sheer amount that there are. So that's one of those things. One of the things I learned while doing practicing, which was very interesting for those that may be listening and don't know this, I found out that in one of my practices that I believe the overworld block can still only pertain to a white sword item where the white sword item is actually not required. Yes. I didn't know that, and it really screwed me up in one of my practice seeds. I was like, what the heck is going on here? Why isn't one of my dungeons underneath one of these things? And then I think somebody in my chat was like, oh yeah, your raft led to a power bracelet, but the power bracelet wasn't required. It was very odd. So something to think about.
Lots of little nuggets of joy that come with this randomizer, where it's like, oh, okay, well that's something that is helpful to know, but difficult to adapt to when you're in the middle of a race, for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad it happened. And that's why you do some practice seeds, because you might come up with that and some knowledge there. But speaking of going left and right, you saw that play out tonight in level 1, and it made me have to double dip level 1, where I came into that reverse C and I had 2 key doors with 1 key. I decided to go right, which was actually the smarter move, because there were more rooms to the right. Just happened to be that the Triforce, which I was looking for, was to the left. And I had to come back because I didn't have any more keys or bombs or what. I needed more keys at that point, I think. So
yeah, you're making efficiency and economical decisions basically the entire time you're playing. So definitely a sensible choice. Just the game, be in the game.
Yeah, and the other thing
you can make the right decisions and still come out wrong.
Totally. I think the other thing, so just for chat, the rules with the forced overworld block is that at least one of levels 1 through 9 and your white sword item, so those 10 locations, at least one of them will be blocked by the power bracelet, raft, or recorder. And as Random was saying, in his practice seed, his white sword item was the blocked forced overworld item, and it just so turned out that that item was not needed for his seed. The other thing that I think is tricky is the Armos item. So for the wood sword block, is the Armos item can obviously expand the number of places that you could potentially check, for your wood sword. Obviously, when it's something like the raft or power bracelet, actually power bracelet in your guys' case tonight added 4 more potential checks for you guys for the wood sword. But when it's red candle, it can be tricky. But it can be really tricky if your Armos item is the ladder, because then that puts the coast item into play.
Mhm.
And so if your Armos item is the ladder and then your red candle is the coast item, actually now all the burn bushes are in play. So that's something that could be really tricky if you get those two chaining up for wood sword blocks. But Liquid gets his Triforce out of 8, going back in, knows he needs the recorder here. So he'll keep digging for that recorder so that he can go get his items out of 4 and 7.
Yeah.
Was 7 recorder blocked?
I don't know that it was recorder blocked. I think.
Remember. I don't think so.
Level 7.
Yeah, it's
Was
just
that?
level 7.
Until the end, yeah.
Yeah, I think I was also key blocked early in that one and didn't go back because I was like, it's level 7. I don't want to be in here. Yeah, and you saw me prioritize the 4 power bracelet spots early too, because I was actually thinking that because I found the power bracelet, I was like, I think the wooden sword's going to be under the power bracelet spot. That's why I prioritized going to those as quickly as possible, because of how early I got that power bracelet. Turns out just level 4, but
Yep.
That was a quick find for you, I think. A few other important things up in the Northeast. We found level 9, and we found the sword as well. But yeah, it's nice to have that sort of in your back pocket, so you know that when you need to just sort of go mode for level 4, you know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
So awesome. All right, we're gonna watch Liquid Husband finish this heat out. Any other parting thoughts or final, comments or anything like that? RandomEffekt.
No, it's just it's great to be back. It's great to have another tournament. I'm appreciative of all of the effort that goes into one of these things. I understand how much it can how much it can take. So from me and some of the other community members, like, we really appreciate SpeedGaming for hosting a lot of the races, and for Krim and the admin teams to set this up. Having a lot of fun. It's great. Look forward to round 2.
Yeah, that's awesome. We are. I can't speak for Bogey. I am so pumped that we've got another tournament going on, and we have a lot to look forward to. There's a ton of races. What did we say? Like 6 or 7 a day, which is just an incredible effort. Definitely on behalf of the team. So we're looking forward to it, and we'll see you, I guess, when your race is scheduled for next Swiss bracket, or rather Swiss round.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, RandomEffekt.
Bye.
GG's. And get your cat jams out in chat for Liquid, who finds his recorder.
Is it worth it to go back into level 8 at this point? I think he is thinking through
I think
that.
he's found the 2 items. He got his Triforce. Probably just marking it down on his tracker. And looking where to go next.
Oh, okay. So he has not yet gotten the ladder out of level 7.
Nope, but he did get the Triforce, so he's able to bounce right here. So he might be playing making the Redbird grad play of checking if silvers are in 7.
I'm excited for the next tournament when we bring back the whistle takes you to new or unbeaten dungeons flag. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next tournament when extra bosses is off.
What if extra bosses is off, but you get red bubbles instead? Or are there red bubbles in these flags?
Yeah, we don't talk about Rojo.
Oh my gosh. Who put this guy on a microphone? I'll tell you. feels like we're finding bombs in abundance now in this seed, at least in the back half of it.
Yeah, and speaking of the key issues, actually, I think this is a transport stair that Liquid just ducked into. If he goes one room north, his ladder will be there. But yeah, even Liquid, who was sitting on like 6 or 7 keys at the point that I know Random was referring to, where he was key starved. Liquid ran out of keys, and it was searching for them till he, in level 5 found the any key. So Liquid grabs his ladder. It's gonna head back to level 4 and probably do a clear of that for both the Triforce and its item, and then make his way to level 9.
Yep, absolutely.
So Bo making his way across the desert. It's like 200 yards of desert.
I feel like I should confess that my reference for football is that it took me until I was probably in my mid-20s to realize that like first down is important and actually is kind of the point of the game.
Yes.
I think I was 24 when I learned that the guys doing the baseball are the same. Like they are out and then they are batting. Those are the same people.
Yeah.
Now you all know. I know, Bogey, you're not a big baseball guy, so
I'm not a big baseball guy at all.
Listen, baseball, football, not my thing. You need someone to tell you about Phil Collins? I'm your lady.
And that's why we're friends.
Exactly.
So Liquid gonna check the spot up here. Use his recorder, find that this is just a red herring.
Yeah, I missed on RandomEffekt side where we actually found the silver arrows in 4. Do you know which part of the dungeon that was in?
Yeah, so it's in the column, the O column. I think it's the middle room, if not the bottom room. But it's the lower left-hand part of the dungeon. So Bo throwing that Triforce above his head.
All right,
So
going right
Liquid
back.
go back in. Yep. So yeah, I think it's 3 rooms to the left here. And maybe 1 room up. I know it's in a room where it's 2 blocks in the center. Could be this room. Yep, there we go. Liquid Husband getting his silvers. And we'll head to level 9, 1 screen east of where he is right now.
Has he found level 9?
Good question.
I do not have the answer to this.
We'll find out.
See if chat kept a closer eye than I did.
I think he's running out of the dungeon since he's so close to start and has pretty much close to full health.
Oh, for sure.
I have to imagine. Maybe he doesn't know where level 9 is.
No, he knows where level 9 is. Yeah.
He does.
P-hats also know where level 9 is. So I don't think this dig was too bad. If he finds a map, he'll be in good shape, or if he happens upon the book staircase.
Yeah, so this staircase here takes him one room south. Yeah, I want to say RandomEffekt had picked up the map somewhere in the middle of the dungeon in like that R or D column. Kind of in the middle. Can't remember if it was on the floor or if it was a room cleared to clear out a shutter door.
Magical sword making quick work of these enemies, which is always a good thing.
And having that any key huge in level 9 here. So this staircase would bring him one room north here.
Nice double fairy there. There's the map.
There's the map. So you tend to see runners prefer to not take the staircases because they're trying to essentially locate where Ganon is. When Ganon is adjacent to the room that you are currently in, you know that you'll hear his roar, and he'll either be, one room north, south, east, or west of you. As Liquid double checks the push block, knows where the girl is. Actually, who's Bo rescuing? Is Bo rescuing Zelda?
Terry Bradshaw? That's the only football name I know. Is that a football name?
Yes.
You know what? It's past midnight.
Yes.
I cannot be held responsible for my ignorance.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Nor have the communications of this broadcast been approved by the NFL.
Just be fairly confident that we're not going to set up a what are they called? QR code for you to scan on your TV.
Right. It's actually one room north of this room is the staircase to Ganon.
Solid Wife calling me out in chat.
Solid Wife calling you out.
So if Liquid Husband continues to the left, I think he can get up to Ganon this way. I think there is a linear path, but RandomEffekt had found some staircases that made it a little bit easier.
Yeah, so if Liquid can bomb left here... Oh, no. Oh, yeah, and then our friend Patra is waiting for Bo one room north of here in Zelda's room.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
What's up, dude?
Not to make another Simpsons reference, but it's very Abe Simpson walking in, seeing Bart, and walking right out.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a staircase in this room. Not this room. I think there's one room to the right. That would, get you to Ganon. I feel like the best person for Bo to rescue would be Bo himself. I feel like that's something very Bo Jackson.
What team did Bo Jackson play for?
He played for, well, he played both baseball and football. And he played for the Kansas City Royals and the Chicago White Sox. I don't know if he played for a third team. And then he played for the Oakland Raiders. Yeah, so in that manhandler room was the staircase to Ganon. In this room, we don't know where it leads. RandomEffekt never took it. So yeah, if Liquid were to go down, Ganon's in that O column, 4 rooms down.
Yep. So
if
right there.
Nice little Metroid reference there. Justin Bailey. Yeah, so now Liquid will hear the roar. Now it's just a question of whether he can bomb into Ganon's room.
It does not seem so. All right. Ooh, that's a bit annoying.
All right, so he at least knows where Ganon is. Knows that he'll have to come at Ganon from the other side. And our wonderful tracker this evening, Pro Piece, informing us that Bo Jackson also played for the Angels in his last year. And if you're not already doing so, please follow these runners who have entertained us all tonight.
RandomEffekt streams a lot of Zelda 1. Liquid Husband also streams Zelda 1 and some of the Metal Gear games, so give them both a follow. Lots and lots of activity to see in the coming weeks again for the Zelda 1 Randomizer tournament. So we're going to see both of these runners coming back up for additional races. So make sure you also are following the SpeedGaming network as well. Give you some insight into when those races are happening, and you'll be able to catch some and participate in chat. All right, so I think this coming around here is going to take us closer to Ganon. I believe this is the way we saw RandomEffekt approaching earlier. Just depends on how lenient these bomb walls are. Gonna need to find a staircase here that'll take you to the right spot, as is so often the case with level 9.
Yeah, and especially with levels 7 and 8 being a little bit, taking up a good amount of space. I mean, we have essentially a 6-column 9 with the exception of that one room hanging off in that 7th column.
Yeah, those 2 blank spaces in the center seem so innocuous, but the amount of trouble that they're causing for navigation is they're pulling their weight.
Absolutely. So yeah, tonight we had a good slate of, or today, the third. There were 7 excellent matches, and for those of us on the East Coast, where it's now the 4th, we got 5 matches coming up. So we have Stun versus Potato Pony at 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific. Channel to be determined. We have Sea Falcon 7 versus CD Improv at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. On SpeedGaming 2. And then following that matchup, we have Diabetes the Second versus Dr. J, PhD at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. And then the other two matches still waiting for their restream is we have Willard J. Bradley versus Captain Green 7 at 10 p.m. also Eastern. And then we have Chess Jerk versus Paratroopa 1 at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. We got 3 matches on Saturday. We have Mr. Fred Coughlin, the creator of this Zelda 1 randomizer, versus Toasty Muffins at 1 p.m. on Saturday Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. And then Adagen returning to Z1R against Breasticle BTs at 8 p.m. Eastern Saturday night. That'll be a great matchup. And Sharky 2107 versus Mr. Dunlow to close out the first week of brackets at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on Saturday. And then the wheel will determine the week 2 matchups, and we'll do it all over again next week.
Yep, it'll be great stuff. And if you're out there and you're not yet following my co-commentator, Bogey Smalls, he is also participating in this tournament. I am absolutely not, but I will be here to do commentary for it. So go out there, give Bogey a follow as well. It's a whole team of folks who bring this together and who make these races happen. So we are so pleased to be able to restream them for you and bring you some commentary as well, just to add a little bit of life to them. So if you are interested at all in participating in, or even getting to know about the Zelda 1 randomizer at all, if you're, you maybe have played Zelda as a kid and you think, well, the randomizer looks interesting, I guarantee you it is interesting and it is super duper fun. So there's resources available online for it. There's a Discord that is quite active, people finding co-op races and all sorts of challenge flags in between tournaments as well. So we definitely encourage you to get active and get involved in the community. And we are seeing Liquid Husband, I think, just took, the staircase and is in Ganon's room with Mags. Should have no issues with this. Red ring, 11 hearts. Can't lose. I think that's another football thing, right?
Something like that. And
Knocking it out of the park. Just a few rooms away from Zelda, too. Or
so the question is, we know Zelda's right. Oh, there's a staircase, so can't come in from the left. Can you come in from the top?
There
Looks
it
like
is.
You can. Room full of Tektites to greet Bo as he rescues the princess with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 56 minutes, and 49 seconds. Get your GGs out, please, in chat for Bo Jackson and Liquid Husband.
And we are joined in the studio by Liquid Husband. GG, sir.
Yeah, it happened.
Tell us your favorite part about that scene.
My favorite part is probably, well, let's see here. The search for Ganon would have been more annoying if it hadn't happened, 20 minutes after Random had already finished. So really it was that Dark Nut room early in level 8 that I kept either dying to or avoiding, that I really needed to just clear out to sort of set myself on a path for success. Didn't happen. Didn't get arrows soon enough. Didn't get the recorder soon enough. Between those two things kind of really put me behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, the recorder was a late find for both of you. The dig in 8 didn't really happen on either side until quite late, I think, in the match. But ultimately, we know that was needed, I think, for the ladder in 7, if I'm not mistaken. It was this weird linear trajectory from recorder to ladder to silvers just to make the end of the game happen.
Yeah, and having the recorder was just really helpful anyway, because you had those you had 2, 5, 6, and 8 all bunched together, but then having to get back to level 7 and level 4, on opposite ends of the world from each other, it came in handy. I mean, I picked up a lot of Triforces relatively fast, but we're looking 30 minutes in, and I've got 4 Triforce pieces, but 2 boomerangs, and that's everything to my name.
The optimal setup, honestly.
Yeah. No, we did notice, Triforce were pretty even, I'd say, almost for the first, 50, 55 minutes, and then Random was able to, just because I think he had found level 8 later than you did, routed it later, Mags was just, 1 or 2 screens away from level 8, and he had, I think, 11 hearts when he checked, and then once he was able to pick up that magical sword, it just made obviously combat a lot easier.
I think
as
it
you
was a
found
level
once
1
you had
too.
yeah, and yeah, but even that, I mean, I know you would have benefited, Liquid, from having the red ring when you were in level 8, and you didn't find the red ring probably until 3-4 dungeons in, which you did pick up the blue ring, and I'd say outside of that few rooms in level 8, your combat was solid, and I don't think you were troubled by any of the enemies. So I don't think
it was very forgiving. 95% of the seed from a combat perspective was very forgiving. There were just a couple of times it was very frustrating to see 6 or 7 dig doggers in a row and thinking, okay, which one of these has the item that's going to unlock the seed, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to level 8. I'm going to find the recorder. Nope, I found the red candle. Well, let's try level 3. I can try level 3. Oh, I got the raft. Great. I had no more exploration to do at that point, so, things like that. But yeah, I did feel good about, finding levels early, but man, finding level 1 earlier would have certainly been nice.
Yeah, you guys had a resource trade-off for a while too, where one of you would have a lot of rupees or a lot of bombs, the other one would not. Same with keys. There was you had a pretty solid key advantage for a lot of the seed, and RandomEffekt had, by his description, was pretty key starved for a lot of it. So
yeah, and then I wasted all of my keys. I can't remember what level it was in, but I remember wasting all of them. May have been level 4. And then only to find out that I was ladder blocked from the Triforce.
Yeah, I think 1, 4, and 7 were all pretty key heavy from this.
But yeah, not my best performance, but it could have gone. There's a lot of it that could have gone a lot worse. But man, some difficult decisions. Didn't always make the right ones. I feel like, especially after the first one of these I did, participated in the weekly race on Sunday of this week. I'm not a 2-hour runner of this flag set, but sometimes it just happens, and it is what it is. I mean, I'm glad Random went ahead and left, but props to him. He knows he knows how I feel about him. But if he happens to be listening, dude, you're awesome, and I appreciate you racing with me, and all that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's pretty close until Random picked up that magical sword, and then he was just able to get through that progression, right? I think the first time he was in level 8, he was able to just grab both items, so he had the benefit of having that recorder. But then, he was, I think, initially ladder blocked from the Triforce in 4, but had the recorder to be able to go back and grab the the silvers in there, but then realized that he had to go back to level 7 in order to grab the Triforce. So it wasn't until about 65 minutes in that he finally, because we were just sitting here from the commentator's booth just thinking when's the progression gonna kind of rear its head, and it was about 65 minutes in where it's okay, now we know you need the recorder, you need the ladder, get those silvers and move on with the rest of the seed.
Yeah, it was. I made a lot of gambly type plays, which I had to do because I was playing someone who was way better at this game than me early on, and unfortunately the items I snuck out of level 2 and level 6 with were the 2 boomerangs. You know, if I come out of those with you know the bow and the magical key, maybe we're talking about you know a much closer race. But it is what it is. You know, I'm excited to see who I get next round. I like in the early when these Swiss stages. I've said this before. I like the early rounds because it gets me a chance to get paired up with some of my you know friends and idols that you know I've looked up to in this game and just let them just absolutely blast me. Uh, I don't know why I find that amusing, but I do. I was telling me I'll worry about winning once I'm 0-2. Let me give me Lack or give me Rick or somebody like that next round, and I'll be tickled pink.
Yeah,
I will pull in for those matches then next week for you.
Yeah, well, I know you know you guys are you know it's Friday morning for you all, which I know you know Friday weekend all that, but
in the correct time zone, it is almost 1 a.m.
Yeah, my bad on that. We got started late. I had a catastrophic event with some memory cards right before this all started, and of my own doing. But I appreciate everyone sticking with us. I don't have anything else other than please, you know, read my file names.
No, we are so excited to be here and to be able to do commentary. I know I was specifically looking forward to this race. So, you know, we're going to see how everyone progresses through the rest of the Swiss stages and then moving on to the brackets. It's going to be good stuff. So we're going to see, I think, a lot of close races here with the full completion tendency of these seeds. So we'll see how it pans out. And we're looking forward to, watching you play in future races.
I appreciate it. Everybody always side with labor.
All right. So, Bogey, anything else we want to plug before we are wrapping up here for the night?
No, make sure follow all the Speed Gaming channels. Come back tomorrow and Saturday for more week 1, and then join us for the rest of the March for the last 4 weeks of Swiss. Should be some great stuff here.
Awesome. All right. Well, from everyone here at the Speed Gaming channel and Family Networks, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thanks to the entire team for ProPiece for tracking, Bogey for doing commentary with me. Thanks everyone in chat for watching, and please stick around for additional races. You'll be able to find them in the next coming weeks. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you all soon.
See you later.